Hello and thanks for joining us for this People and Places special. I'm Ken Watlington. Summer is here, and over the next half hour, we're going to show you some unique places across the East that you might want to visit this summer. Places where you're sure to meet some amazing people in the process. Let's kick off our People and Places summer special with a trip to Washington. Most of us need a good cup of coffee to get us going in the morning. And for that, we're pulling up to a parking lot at the corner of Carolina Avenue and 15th Street to visit a tiny place making a huge impact.
Hello there. Morning.
It's a must in the morning for many.
Coffee is where it's at. Hot, cold, sweet, unsweet.
And they're lining up to get a cup at a special spot in Washington.
Drive through, you know, they get you in, they get you out. I mean, they're great.
Big on flavor, but small in size.
Good morning.
The Perfect Perks Coffee Hut churns out all those caffeinated creations inside this 8-foot by 8-foot building.
8 by 8 is small.
It is small. It is very small.
The smallest of small businesses, ironically right in front of a bunch of big box stores.
You got the signs over here, coffee is a hug and a mug and things like that.
Coffee is life, yes.
It is life, isn't it?
Every single day, yes.
And it's
sir.
your life now.
Yes, and I absolutely am living my best life. Loving it.
Mickey Taylor Kenyon owns the hut now, inspired years ago when she saw a for sale sign.
Like, I just rode by, I saw it, I talked to my now husband, and I just knew that I could get it, build it, and make it better.
And these days they're serving up much more than that perfect pick-me-up in a parking lot.
Want to create a great a moment in the morning where they can take a sip of a great drink, and maybe it just makes their morning and day better, you know?
Gets the day off on the right foot.
Yeah, gets the day off on the right foot.
You want to feel like you have a purpose in life and a purpose to make people happy, and I feel like I'm doing that.
And that purpose keeps loyal customers coming back.
Probably 2 or 3 times a week, at least.
Why?
Because the coffee is amazing, the staff is amazing. You pull up, a lot of them know exactly what you want. It's amazing.
So the next time you're in Washington and looking for a sweet sip of satisfaction, stop by and get in line at the hut.
If you like coffee anywhere, you will love it here.
It's a whole nother level.
It's a whole nother level. On a tiny scale, it's a big level.
Sometimes good things come in small packages.
Exactly, a little 8 by 8 hut, who knew?
And as you'd imagine, at 8 by 8, it gets pretty cramped working inside the hut. We talk about that on my People and Places Extra podcast, plus find out about Mickey's new mobile coffee trailer that she takes around the area that's actually larger than the hut. You can listen anytime on the WNCT podcast network. One of the best parts about living in the East is that a day at the beach is only a short drive away, or sometimes just a ferry ride away. Taking the ferry over to Ocracoke is always a fun time. There you'll find one of the nicest beaches in America. There's plenty of history, too. The British Cemetery on Ocracoke Island contains the graves of 4 British Navy personnel killed while helping defend the Carolina coast against German U-boats in World War II. Several hundred years ago, a shipwreck just offshore left a herd of Spanish Mustangs stranded on Ocracoke Island. Their descendants still thrive here today. Though they once roamed wild on the island, the Ocracoke Banker ponies are now penned for their protection and cared for by the National Park Service. Visit them at the Ocracoke Pony Pens located just off Highway 12. And if you make the trip to the Outer Banks, it's likely you'll pass right by our next stop. It's a spot people really go nuts for. Right now, meet the folks behind a business that started 40 years ago in Washington County and is now alive and thriving just across the border in Martin County. It's a roadside gym just outside Jamesville.
Most people are really surprised at what they find inside this building when they open the door.
Attracting people from all over.
A lot of variety here that suits everybody's taste.
Mackey's Ferry Peanuts started in Washington County in 1983, but moved here in 2005. Chris and Sharon Smith bought the business in 2003, after Chris and many others in this community lost their jobs at the nearby paper mill.
You know, you don't go through life without some kind of turmoil and being downsized, at age 50, Somehow or another, this store opened up. We bought the business.
I thought they were crazy, but anyway, we have done it, and now it's our 20 year. So altogether, it's the 40-year anniversary of Mackey's Ferry Peanuts.
And as you might guess by the name, the peanut is the star of the show.
We got about 30 different kinds of peanuts that we do. French fried peanuts, sugar-coated peanuts, milk chocolate, white chocolate, blister fried peanuts.
Everybody remembers Forrest Gump when Bubba starts rattling off all the different ways he can make shrimp.
There's pineapple shrimp, lemon shrimp.
That's what y'all do with peanuts.
Exactly. In fact, it was one of my sidelines that I would use at the state fair. I said, we're the Bubba Gump of peanuts. I said, you come on in. I said, we got this and this and this and this.
And this is where the magic happens.
Everything is made right here in our kitchen.
I got a first-hand look and taste as Sharon made a batch of peanut brittle.
Did I do good or what?
It's all good. Probably why Mackey's Ferry is such a destination for locals and for those headed to and from the Outer Banks along Highway 64.
This seems like the perfect pit stop.
It is a perfect pit stop. We've got rocking chairs. We got picnic tables out there. They can walk their dogs out there.
It's really very fulfilling because you get to talk to people and you get to hear about their stories, and I think that's part of us growing our business one customer at a time, and we try to engage everybody.
I gotta ask, what's it like owning a business, working together, being side by side, pretty much every minute, every day?
We've done it for 20 years. We're still here. We still go home together. And we get to work with a bunch of good people. You know, these are all local. They're all local people, and they're like our family.
Yes.
Everybody that works with us is family to us. Come on down to Mackey's Ferry Peanuts. Enjoy our hospitality.
The top seller at Mackey's Ferry is their homemade peanut butter. We talk about that, their move to Martin County, and some of the famous people that have stopped by over the years on the Mackey's Ferry Peanuts episode of the People and Places Extra podcast. We're on the search for some good food next on the People and Places Summer Special as we visit some local restaurants sure to whet your appetite. When you're out and about this summer, there's no doubt you'll be searching for a great meal. Right now, we're headed to one Greenville neighborhood that is likely overlooked by many, but thanks to one man, there's a new sense of pride in that community, and it's all because of some good food.
This jerky chicken pasta here.
It's lunchtime, and there's a crowd growing at one of Greenville's best-kept secrets.
I say it's old school food with a new school swag.
Ivan Hawkins is the owner of this spot with a one-of-a-kind name.
Yeah, you see it? Look at that there. Oh! And I'm country, and I used to say, look at that there. And this might say, hey man, you should trademark that.
And in 2019, look at that there barbecue house and catering opened here on Deck Street.
I think we got the best prices in Greenville. We ain't trying to kill you on your pocket. We're trying to fill you in your stomach.
For Hawkins, born and raised in Greenville, the love for cooking good food started at a young age.
I used to get in the kitchen with my mom, like KP. She called it KP duty, kitchen patrol, cutting potatoes and stuff like that.
But take a look at that menu now, and you'll find much more than potatoes.
Turkey wings, baked chicken, hamburger gravy, fried pork chop, smothered pork chop, fish and shrimp. Food can bring everybody together. Y'all come get y'all meal from here. I'm gonna put you in the game, you know what I mean? And we all can meet and mingle and eat.
The food is number one, but the cornbread and the service. Great service, great people.
Some of that great service you'll get here comes courtesy of Ivan's mother. She's here helping every day, a labor of love that makes Ivan emotional.
If it weren't for my mama, I wouldn't have no business. I seen times it be just me and her in here. Excuse me, bro. I'm talking about I'm running over there and she running over here because nobody come to work. And my mom, she's an older lady, man. She done retired 3 times, you know? I didn't expect her to have to do this with me or whatever, but she come every single day. I'm talking about every single day. I can depend on my mama, man. Man, we ain't playing no game, ain't it right, mama?
That's right.
But now the word about look at that there is getting around.
We got people from everywhere coming through too, man.
And yes, that means you might have to wait in line a little the next time.
Tell a friend, tell a friend.
Or the first time you stop by.
I promise you, we're gonna feed you, and we're gonna feed you good. Y'all just pull up on us, 411 Deck Street.
Good food's worth the wait.
It's worth the wait. Tell them again, man. It's worth the wait.
And there's much more behind Ivan's drive to feed the community. For my full conversation with Ivan, check out the People and Places Extra podcast. You can find it anytime on the WNCT Podcast Network or wherever you get your podcasts. If you drive down Fire Tower Road on the edge of Winterville and Greenville, it's hard to miss the signs for CD's Grill, a place serving up breakfast, lunch, and so much more. Lawrence Manning is the owner. The Pitt County native first opened CD's Grill in a different spot in Winterville back in 1998.
Well, you know, I've been here all my life. I was born and raised in Bethel, local guy. Moved to Aden years ago. And places like my place are getting far and few between.
And even his place went away for about a decade, closing after a fire in 2007. Now CD's Grill is celebrating 5 years in this location, and business is booming. CD's customers are loyal, many eating here several times a week. So the next time you're going down Fire Tower, follow the signs to friendly faces and a great meal at CD's Grill. Hello! Down in Lenoir County, folks are filling up inside this old filling station. This is Ma's Hot Dog House, open in this same spot along Highway 258 since 1970. Kent Hardison's parents bought the restaurant back in 1990. Now he and his wife Caroline run Ma's after taking over ownership a few years ago.
It's great being a part of this community. It's a really good community.
His parents loved this place and worked hard in it, and that's all we're trying to do is honor their legacy in our way by adding our own touches. And so I hope that they are proud.
But for many in this area, a trip to Ma's is about more than just the food.
This is kind of like a modern day Cheers, if you will. People, locals come here, talk about politics and weather and sports.
Definitely give us a try. We look like a gas station on the outside, but we'll blow your mind.
For the full story on Ma's Hot Dog House and CD's Grill, just head over to WNCT.com. Click the Features tab, and there you'll find the People and Places page. We're raising a glass to a small business in northeastern North Carolina next on the People and Places Summer Special. Meet the folks behind one town's craft beer boom. If you're a craft beer lover, you know there are some great local breweries all over ENC. Right now, we're headed up to northeastern North Carolina, where the downtown area of one particular town is thriving, thanks to a growing craft beer scene. But that wasn't the case a decade ago. Things started to change, though, when one couple took a chance and started their own small business. These days, there are plenty of reasons to visit Elizabeth City.
It is an amazing, charming town. Our nickname is the Harbor of Hospitality. We've got a beautiful waterfront parks, an incredible walkable downtown.
The town also boasts a growing craft beer scene. And it all got started here at Ghost Harbor Brewing Company.
Yeah, we certainly didn't expect this, you know.
Thomas Reese and his wife Tabitha opened Elizabeth City's first brewery in 2017, an idea that came about after years of home brewing.
I got a little kind of obsessed with it, started brewing over and over and over in the garage every weekend. And then my wife Tabitha was like, hey, you know, this beer's starting to get pretty good and we've always wanted to open a business together. Let's try a brewery.
I was always supportive of him starting a small business because I knew what he's capable of.
Then it was time to pick a name.
There was very little going on in downtown Elizabeth City. So we kind of made that as like a, you know, like a ghost town. It's like, what's kind of a ghost harbor? And then that was it.
Now Ghost Harbor is one of 3 breweries in Elizabeth City and one of the anchors of a downtown comeback.
It completely changed living in Elizabeth City for us. It went from just, okay, this is where I live, to this is what I love. This is where I want to be. This is where I want to put my energy.
Elizabeth City was really poised to kind of spring and blossom and grow. I mean, since we opened in 17, there's not a vacant building downtown anymore. It's amazing, the growth. So yeah, to think that we started out with the kind of a, saying it was a ghost town, to see where it is now, it just blows our minds.
And Ghost Harbor is growing too. They opened a larger tasting room across Palin's Alley back in 2021.
But it's just a happier life, and I hope that the people that we employ and that work with us are as happy as they can be.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've always believed in their vision. You know, they're people that you can 100% trust that if they have a vision, it's going to go through 100%. So it's great to see them go from one building to another to expand, add in like canning machines and distribution and stuff like that.
From craft beer to shopping to restaurants, small businesses are helping make the Harbor of Hospitality even more hospitable.
Support your small businesses and advocate for them and just give new experiences a try, even if they're small.
And there's so much more to Ghost Harbor's story. For the full conversation with the owners, Thomas and Tabitha Reese, check out the Ghost Harbor episode of the People and Places Extra podcast. Listen anytime on the WNCT Podcast Network. We're giving back when the People and Places Summer Special returns. How you can help walk some furry friends while also helping to find them forever homes. For most of us, the summer means a time to have fun. But for many, it can also open up some free time to give back. We wrap up our People and Places Summer Special with a trip to the dog pound, actually to the Pitt County Animal Shelter off County Home Road, where they're looking for volunteers simply to come and take the dogs for a walk. It's a gorgeous day to go for a walk.
Absolutely, it's a great day.
Especially with a four-legged friend leading the way.
We are here 7 days a week, usually about 2 hours.
Good girl.
These dogs currently call the Pitt County Animal Shelter home.
Oh.
The folks walking them are volunteers, part of a program with a unique name.
Mutt Strutters, and now we meet every morning. And we have a group of community members that are very dedicated and come out and walk the dogs.
Melanie Satori Baldwin started the program. She says the Mutt Strutters moniker fits perfectly.
The dogs here, we don't know what their breeds are, but we know that they're mutts and we know that we love them. And we know that the walks are incredibly important to their well-being, physical as well as emotional and mental. And most days the dogs are going to get at least a mile walk, sometimes more when we have a great turnout.
Great exercise for the dogs and the volunteers too.
What better way to partner with the community and give them an opportunity to get in better shape as well, which follows the county mission, for improving physical health overall in Pitt County.
And of course they get all the doggy love that they want as well.
It does them good too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's a win-win all around. We have people from all ages.
One of the volunteers is retiree Arthur Botterill. You'll find him here just about every day of the week.
What does it do for you?
A little bit of exercise. Basically, it's just a good feeling to come out here and to help these guys. It's a kind of a rewarding, heartbreaking, all at one time situation because they don't all make it out of here in a good way.
And that's where another aspect of the program comes in, getting these dogs seen. It happens during walks across the street at Alice Keene Park and when the volunteers share pics and videos of the pups on social media.
I would say the volunteers are some of the biggest advocates for getting these animals adopted, and it's been really incredible some of the ways in which they get them seen.
And it truly takes a community to make it work. We cannot do it alone. And our idea is to save them all.
Come out and give it a shot. If you're a dog person, if you love dogs, come out and give it a shot. I think you would love it. You would fall in love with it.
For more on the Mutt Strutters program and all the stories you've seen today, get caught up on my People and Places Extra podcast right now on the WNCT Podcast Network. And you can rewatch all these stories and much more anytime on WNCT.com. Thanks for joining us for this People and Places special. I'm Ken Watlington. Here's hoping you have an amazing summer.